Hello, guys. Welcome, everybody, to Purple Haze Podcast. I am your lovely host, Isaac here. The Minnesota Vikings will be taking on the Cincinnati Bengals Saturday at noon in, I believe, Encore Stadium. I don't know what it's called, but they will be taking on the Jake Browning led Cincinnati Bengals versus the Nick Mullins Minnesota Vikings. So, starting things off on defense for the Cincinnati Bengals, they have more than a solid pass rushers. You got DJ Reader, you got Trey Henderson, if I'm not mistaken. They have um Chidobe Awuzie. But I know there's a lot of I don't remember them all, okay? But anyways, so basically, but I know that Cincinnati Bengals pass rush is basically underrated and not really known really. But I know for certain that they're still very solid and they can get after the quarterback. So for me, the Vikings, now that Nick Mullins is out there, is you don't have to really do as much. If you want to, you don't have to do like read options or any sort of play that involves a mobile quarterback. Maybe if you would use that if Jaron Hall was in there, but I mean you can definitely use it with Nick Mullins really. And for Nick Mullins, he just needs to just he doesn't have to do for Nick Mullins, he doesn't have to do anything fancy at all. He just needs to just be confident out there, just make the right plays when you can instead of just being fancy or being too cute, really. Because maybe it will end up in a disaster more than not, but if you want to take a shot downfield, then just go right ahead if your man is open. And for basically JJ, who's going to return, I believe JJ is going to return. I believe because since he does not really have since his injury is not too serious, really, as long as he's not distributing the ball in the wrong places where it could get you hurt, then I think we might be fine, really. So, and the offensive line, they basically need to really bounce back with the offensive line and then the running back, Ty Chandler, which you can definitely do a lot of screen passes with him if need be. I mean, sometimes screen passes haven't really worked out as well, so maybe just use him as a running back because screen passes haven't worked for us at all. And so for Kevin O'Connell, you don't have Joshua Dobbs. You kind of have almost a Kirk Cousins like figure where he's just a pocket passer, but if you can be aggressive and just game plan, then or score more than just 3 points, you gotta at least put up 20 points in order to beat the Bengals. That's just my thing, because otherwise it might be a long day. If you can't score at all, you're probably not going to win because the Bengals, even with Jake Browning, they're really good. So you're going to have to put up points. Now let's get to the offensive side for the Cincinnati Bengals. Jake Browning, I mean, the first two games which I looked at, he was not really in the groove really, but then the last two games he's actually been lighting it up really. I believe he scored 68 points with that offense in two games against the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Indianapolis Colts, who are actually pretty decent. So, I mean, Jake Browning, I mean, he's a pretty good pocket passer when he wants to. And then for basically the others, they got Joe Mixon, who still has it in him to be a good running back. He still has it in him. And for they have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, a plethora of players. Almost, I'm not sure if this is like similar. I do not know. similar to Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, and TJ Hawkinson. And then you have Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, and T. Higgins. Not sure really if that's, I mean, it just feels like it's similar to me. Really, it does. But we'll see how it goes for Brian Flores. You're going to have to limit Joe Mixon on the run, really. And then you got to force Jake Browning to beat you with his arm if you can. And then get after the quarterback all day and also make Jake Browning uncomfortable. Make sure you get after him. And then I'm also for, you're going to have to basically try to limit the receivers as much as you can. You did a great job against Devonta Adams. Just see what you can do against Jamar Chase. And so and if somehow, basically, my score prediction, it's not really going to be an easy game, really, for the Vikings to win. As this sounds, I thought when Joe Burrow went down, maybe the Vikings might have an easy win against the Cincinnati Bengals, but right now it's not looking so. I say the Vikings get another nail biter, of course, and move up 8-6. I think they will win. I'm going to say 24-21. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We'll do the recap video. We'll recap this Bengals and the Vikings game on Monday. Skol.